How's life taking, man? I'm assuming you was able to see the fight yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, I seen it.
Where do we get
Good
started?
fight. Good fights. The whole card was awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to break down the card with you. Um, First off, Elijah Garcia, middleweight, fighting on your weight class. What you think about the young kid?
I think that he got talent. I think that he has talent. I think he has potential. I think that he's a little young, but he got potential. I'll fight him right now.
Yeah, he's of course you will fight him right now. He needs a little more seasoning for sure. Um,
I'll fight. Yeah, we'll take that fight right now.
what did you like about his performance? Obviously, he scored a knockdown, a knockout, um, and
I think Resendiz is a little one dimensional. Couldn't get out of the way of the left hand. He was kind of standing there the whole time for that left hand. He was firing back and landing, but he was getting hit too often. And he never did anything to change it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. Elijah Garcia seems to have a little bit of power on them hands, and you can't just get hit all night with the same punch over and over again. You think that that you're gonna be okay, and I think that just was his demise. He couldn't get out of the way, and he never really changed up the game plan. He thought if he just kept coming, maybe he'll wear him out, and that didn't happen.
it seemed to me that was kind of like one of the more exciting fights as far as for the card because towards the beginning of the fight, you started seeing Rezendi actually put it on. Then we got to see a knockout towards the end. So it was kind of more of the exciting back and forth type of deal until the end, you know what I'm saying? The massacre at the end. Um, but nevertheless, I think that kid got a bright future. Only 20 years old.
Yeah,
But
I think you fight.
it seemed to me that was a fight for a title eliminator.
Yeah, I mean they're moving him fast, but he look he gonna be all right. But they moving him kind of fast. I think he's 20, right?
Yeah, and he didn't have an extension, a good amateur career. It was real short.
Yeah, they're moving him pretty fast but we'll see what happens. Like I said, I love to see what he got.
I bet. So, coming into the Erickson Lubin and Jose Ramos, seemed to me a lot of people were disappointed. Even the platform itself, Showtime, was basically saying that it was, a robbery.
It
Well,
wasn't. I don't think it was a robbery. I think that the whole time, the telecasters telling us that Ramos is pressuring him, and the whole time they're telling us, you know what I mean, like, hey, Lubin, get off the ropes. And Ramos isn't, what I mean, as he's landing punches, they're talking Ramos up. I think the fight was close. I think that 115, 113 Lubin is the correct scorecard.
I think it could have been a split decision.
It's a disservice on fights. Like,
You know, Lubin's birthday's today. Even the platform said that he got an early birthday gift. But I'm with you on it. I think it should have been a split decision. I had Lubin winning the first round, and
well, I
then
mean,
obviously,
you can't say it should be a split decision unless you're a split. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing a split decision means is one judge had it one way, another judge had it another way. That's a split decision. Like, if you saying that one person won, it's not a split decision. It's unanimous in your eyes that one person won. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a split decision, but to say it should have been a split decision is almost saying that you're both you have two minds. You know what I'm
true,
saying? You
true.
think one person won or you think the other person won. I think that in my mind, I think that when I watched the fight and I was watching it with other people and I'm telling them like, yo, this fight is closer than what they talking about. Like, Don't be surprised. I got it in the group chat. I got receipts. I'm in a group chat like, don't be surprised when Lubin win, because he was jabbing, he was stepping around. When they wasn't talking about. They was talking about him being on the ropes, but they weren't talking about how Ramos wasn't doing anything when they got Lubin on the ropes. He would
Yeah.
get Lubin on the ropes and he would throw 2 punches. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It wasn't a lot going. It wasn't a lot going on with action wise. And I seen something, and you can go back and watch it. Lubin hit him with the overhand left on the side of his head as he was pulling out a little bit, partially blocked, but it bothered Ramos. That's when Ramos started doing that shit where they was saying he was taking a round off. Like he didn't want to come in as hard. Like he was like kind of being like
Cautious.
acting like he wasn't doing much and taking the pace down. I think a shot in there bothered him that maybe a lot of people didn't see. I seen the shot, and it kind of like he kind of did this little awkward thing people do when they were a little uncomfortable, and I think that might have played the part of him not being able to push the tempo like how we should have towards the end of the fight. I think that Lubin won the fight. I think he jabbed appropriately. I think he was starting to go to the body later in the rounds. He took control of the later rounds, and I think that he might have caught Ramos with a shot that he didn't like and was able to like kind of like mute the offense a little bit. When Ramos should have pushed a little bit harder. I think that it was a close fight, and I think it did a disservice because you're easily swayed, especially when everybody. I wasn't drinking watching the fight, but everybody's drinking and watching the fight. You watching and you listening to the commentators, and the commentators are telling you that one person is winning by a landslide. It kind of puts it in your ear that like this guy is losing. I don't think that was the case though.
100%. I got exactly. I'm watching the fight sober as hell, and I'm like, why are these judges just going off of like the work rate? I understand the work rate towards the first half of the fight, which where they could say why, but when we
That
talk about
copy box was wrong too.
whoo,
That
hell
copy box
yeah,
was wrong. I'm tired of that shit. That copy box was wrong. When I fought Anthony Durrell, there's portions in that fight where I land about 4 or 5 punches in a row, and they giving him points. You can watch that fight because they had it like live for a moment, and they were giving him points when I was landing punches. Bro, I don't know what that's about, but they got to change that. Like, that ain't cool to make it look like that. That
it's
wasn't cool to
messing
make.
up the fans' perspective of the
Yeah,
fight.
messing up the viewers' perspective because that's not the case. That copy box wasn't the case. I don't know if maybe it was an error or maybe like the machine wasn't working right, but that wasn't the copy box. They had that copy box like ridiculously one sided.
Absolutely. And so you believe that what round? Because I'm gonna be watching these fights over again. But what round did Lubin land that shot that you believe that?
I can't remember. You'll see it though. It's like the round right before the round before, or maybe the same round as he started slowing up. So it was towards the mid round. It was in the mid rounds. He get caught with a shot and like kind of like does this thing where it's like he starts to slow down and kind of take the round off, and then from that point on, he just doesn't push as hard. And I'm like, did a little bit hurt him with that shot because he looked like he's not really committed to like because he was at first he was committed to that body. He was coming in, he was kind of committed to the body. He was trying to throw his punches, but he stopped doing it. And I think it was because it's something a shot. Lube is a good puncher. He's a really good puncher.
Yes,
He's
big
a really
puncher.
good puncher. And sometimes it be the shots that you don't see that does something to you. I think that he might not that shot might have got around and discouraged Ramos a little bit. I'm not maybe not even discouraged him, but just made him be a little more careful. You know what I mean? I think that they called the fight totally wrong. The coaches in the corner talking about, hey, you're up 6 rounds. You know what I mean? Like you up 6 rounds,
That was a disservice
you
for
up six rounds, you
Ramos.
good. I mean, I love watching the fight. Now, I don't think it was a fan friendly fight because people like to see action. But for me, the stylistically and him being able to control him with the jab, and then Ramos trying to impose his will, and then Ramos was doing this thing that was pretty cool, where he was like getting real low in his guard, and kind of his feet was kind of wide, and it was giving Lubin like a real long range to try to attack, and Lubin had to figure out how to get into it. You know what I mean? It was doing some interesting things that I like to see when I'm watching the fight. So it was a good fight for me to watch. Scientifically watching the fight, but I see why some fans would think that that fight was a little boring.
Yeah, it seemed to me that Cunningham kind of gave the better directions in the corner for that fight.
Well, Kevin Cunningham has been here lots of times,
Right.
and he had world class fighter Corey Spinks. He's had, he's had world class fighters. He knows what he's doing,
Hmm.
and he's not listening to the commentators. He's just coaching the fight, and Lubin really listened to the corner. That's why he won the fight. He didn't. Lubin sometimes he gets a little like he's a fighter at heart. You feel me? So he wanted to get in there and fight, and
And he didn't let him coast. He didn't let Lubin coast.
yeah. He made sure Lubin did enough. You know what I mean? And Lubin didn't get stupid and run into a shot at no point in the fight. It was he fought smart, and that's the fight that he needed to fight to win that fight. Because that dude was a good fighter that he fought. He's a young good fighter, and he packs a punch.
Yeah, he ended up beating Brian Mendoza, and obviously his last win against Joey Spencer. But so you would have to say that Lubin definitely poured on the rounds from like seven and on. You think that he kind of took
I
over?
don't know exactly the rounds that he won, but I know some of the rounds was closer. Even them early rounds, some of them rounds was kind of like, you know what I mean. Both fighters were kind of like nip and tuck, where it's a couple swing rounds in there. It wasn't total domination where you have a good, you know what I mean, reason to think that Lubin could have won the round, or
Yeah.
a good argument. You know what I'm saying?
I enjoyed the level changes with the jab that he did, and the jab was very accurate and very snappy, very sharp.
Yeah.
So
And then he started doing a combination, started doing a little right hand to the body towards the end. I like that little right hook to the body he was throwing. Um, he was putting a little bit on there. He took a lot off his punches so he can get it in without getting countered, which was important because he didn't want to overcommit. You know, he was taking
yep,
a little bit off them punches so that he can bring his hands back a little faster, so that he can stay out of range of them shots. He was doing some slick little smart stuff in there. He stayed calm. He never got over confident, or he never disengaged and lost focus. He fought a really good fight, man. That was a really good fight that he fought. I mean, unfortunately, the viewers weren't able to see all the good things because they weren't being pointed out because of the way that the commentators decided to commentate that fight. And it might not have been on purpose. Commentate bad days too.
well, they are trying to
You know,
build him. They
so
are trying to build Jesus Ramos.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to give nobody. I don't want to put no conspiracies out there. I'm saying like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be. You know what I mean? Commentators have bad days too. They're human. They're just calling the fight, and you know what I mean. That's what they were saying.
Leading up, we had Mario Barrios and Ugas. Man, this fight right here kind of showed me that Ugas might need to hang him up. What about you?
This is it. That should be it. That should be it. That should be it. I didn't want him going out that last round.
Right.
I'm like, bro, what's the point? He's losing the fight, and his eye looked terrible. His eye looked terrible. He couldn't see. I'm like looking at the doctor keeps saying he's okay. I'm like, how? But he let him fight, and I mean, and he let him go out. They let him fight out like a champion. I think that should be his last fight. Mario Barrios looked good at jab, started popping real good. He's starting to find his range with that. Um, Mario. I think Barrios deserved. He's been taking some hard fights, and that's definitely his biggest win to date.
Yeah, and probably his best performance. When it comes down to the opposition that he had, scored two knockdowns. And then the second half of the fight was definitely all his. Um, Fresher, younger
Yeah.
fighter won in that at that point in time. Now to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys smash the like button. This is a really good live. The last live I did with you, Kyrone, we did over like 18,000 views. A lot of people enjoyed our interview, um, and you
Okay.
gave a lot of great detail into the training camp. And now I can tell that you could give a lot more because I know that you don't give as much when it's
Oh yeah, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to give it away. But what Canelo was doing in training camp, he was able to do in the fight. Everything that he worked on in training camp, he was able to do in the fight. He was in shape. He was motivated. He looked strong. It was a good performance. It was a great performance by Canelo. I know some people are saying, well, he didn't knock him out, but it's hard to knock a guy out that's trying to survive. So I think that he did a great job.
He did. He definitely did a great job. But let's keep it funky. Let's keep it 100, bro. Honestly, when it came down to Jermel, yeah, he came to survive, but
I
there
don't
was.
think he came. I don't think he came to survive. I think that he came to fight, and I think that he realized that he had to survive.
It seemed like from round one, bro. I ain't gonna hold
I think that when he kept, I think the first round was jitters.
jitters. No, first two or three.
But you got to also you got to keep in mind like in them first two rounds, even though we're filling out and it's not a lot of punches being thrown, you can kind of sense presence and you can kind of get your range or what you can or cannot do, what the feints are doing to the other person, what your movement is doing to us. You can kind of see
What the crowd is doing.
I'm talking about just in the fight, just in the fight. I
Okay.
think, and I think it was some points where he was trying to get a jab going. It wasn't effective. He couldn't put him in positions that he wanted to put him in. Not talking about the punches, the positions that he wanted to put Canelo in. Canelo wasn't falling for, and it was some shots that he tried to counter with that he was missing way off. And then he started feeling that power.
Mm,
And I think that when you get, I mean, when you get hit, when you get cracked the way that boy was cracking last night, it puts you in defense mode.
uh, I love boxing in the comments said, "Yo, he looks scared just in the locker room itself."
No, I do think that the butterflies came in the beginning of the fight and they never went away. They never had it. He never was able to settle into his fight because the butterflies kind of never went away. He was nervous the whole fight because the punches that he was getting hit with, and not to the face, to his arms and his body. He was
Correct.
feeling them things, and he knew that he had to make sure he blocked them things because they were coming with some heat on him. It kind, it, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew the fight was gonna be like this.
Oh yeah,
I knew
you
the
called
fight.
it. You called
Yeah,
it.
I knew the fight was gonna be able like this. I knew that Charlo was gonna be able to survive if he wanted to survival mode because he's just and if you skilled just like the boots in the Karen fight, like you know what I mean. Like if you have some pedigree and you want to get out of a fight, if you're not fighting back, it's kind of easy to be defensive and get out the fight without having to get knocked out. But when you come to win, you know you're gonna take more punishment.
It just seems to me, and you tell me because you've been in there in the whole camp preparing for this fight. Um, Looks are deceiving. You look at Canelo's fight and you be like, "Hey, I got the skills to upset him." But then when you go in there and you feel a punch to the elbow, to the shoulder, and then you know that he's a good counter puncher, all this shit really kind of goes away. All your skills kind of go away.
Well, I think that a lot of things that he does in the ring is underrated. The timing is very imperative. He's not like a super quick, fast guy, but his timing makes him just as fast as you.
Hmm.
The way he sits down, his punches, his head movement, um, his foot movement when he in spots when he uses it, his ability to be able to foresee what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of experience in that ring. I think that when you put all that stuff together, it makes it a really hard target to hit for one, and to get out of the way at certain punches when you actually don't know when it's coming. So I think that when you get in the ring with him, it's definitely different than watching it on TV. I've been in the ring with him. I've done. I've done over 200 rounds with him. He got some things in his arsenal that you wouldn't be able to really notice or understand from the outside. I know people say that and people don't like to hear it because, especially if you're not a fighter and you don't be inside the ring, you don't want to hear that. I can't know, what would happen in the fight, but it definitely some things in the fight. I mean, in the ring when you fighting them that you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to even. You can't put into words. You can't put into words the things that he does that disrupts your rhythm. You know what I mean? I think that can. I mean, Charlo never got into rhythm, and for Charlo to be able to win fights, he has to be able to hurt you. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if he doesn't hurt you, then I mean, he's not a hard guy to win rounds from.
Is it that kind of like the same play when it comes down to Errol Spence, a really big welterweight that imposes your will, and kind of like you just said, um, if you can't hurt him, you know, it's not going to be effective. You're not going to possibly win the fight. Is that the same thing with Jermel Charlo at 154 pounds? Do you think
Say it one more time.
the big guy? I mean, he's standing at around 5'11".
Yeah,
Uh, he probably hydrates very well at 54.
yeah.
Is it similar to the Errol Spence type of a thing at 47?
What for Jamel at 54?
At 54, he's so
No,
superior because of
no,
that the weight class.
no, no. I don't think so. I think that he lost the first Castano fight.
Definitely.
I think the second fight he made with Kurt, I think the Tony Harrison fight he was losing to, he knocked him out. I think that what I mean. I think Jamel has always been a good fighter, and I think that he's been privy to like. I mean, his best win is Castano. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's been privy. He's an undisputed champion, and but I don't think that it's the same as Canelo being undisputed because the fights that he's taken. You know what I mean? I don't think he has the same resume of guys that he's fought. You know what I mean? I don't think he's ever been in the ring with somebody as great as Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? People going to here I go with the rigged and the fights rigged and all that.
That sounds crazy, Mike Jones.
I'm
That
gonna be
sounds
I'm gonna be
crazy.
honest with y'all. When y'all say that, it's like crazy. People actually taking punches. You know what I'm saying? Like I know these guys. Like a lot of these guys are my friends. And these fights don't be rigged, man. These people are actually taking punishment, going home with busted eardrums and all that. So, you know what I mean? Like these are real fights. It's entertainment, but these is real fights.
100%. 100%. Um, you know, Gearing into the fight, obviously, it seemed to me that he just didn't want to really engage too much into the fight. It seemed like Derek James himself, he was telling him that he was losing the fight. Do you believe that he gave the proper instructions to be able to beat a Canelo Alvarez at this point in time?
I don't think that there's nothing that he could have said though. So I think that Derek James was doing the best that he could do. But like I told you when we had this conversation, I don't see no way that Jamel Quinn. I didn't see a road to victory. I didn't see a road to victory. Like my predictions usually are correct. Like it was really no road to victory. You know what I mean?
They're correct when you have no friends attached to it. When you have no friends attached to it, they're on it.
You're right. Well, you're right. I get a little biased sometimes because what I mean. Some of my friends be fighting and I don't be wanting to see them win. You feel me?
You don't want them to see that your interview and be like, "Dang, Kyrone, for real." And you see him in the gym and they're like,
Nah,
"I
nah, not
seen
even
that."
that. Not even that. My heart be in it. My heart be in it. So
But
that's why I don't bet on fights, especially. Well, I betted on this fight
me
because
too.
I had to.
There was no
I
money to be made though.
Yeah, it was too. I was in camp with him for 9 weeks. I knew it was going to happen. It'd be different if I didn't, if like you know what I mean. I didn't know if Canelo took it serious, or I didn't know if he was in shape. The nigga was doing 15, 16, 4 minute round. I knew that he wasn't gonna get tired. You feel what I'm
Yo,
saying?
and then he pulled what Boots did it with in the Karen fight. He didn't sit down on the stool once the whole fight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was in shape, man, and I think he was confident. People saying how confident he was and how he was. It's because of how he trained. You feel me? He trained extremely hard for this fight. He didn't take no days off. Every day I was there, he didn't take one day off. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take
Hmm.
one day off, and not. And I'm talking about. He didn't take one workout off.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
You,
he made it to
you're
every
the
workout.
you're the reason why I put so much money down. To be honest with you, my theory was if he comes into shape, there's no way that Jermel can even come close to winning. So I put three down. Sadly, there wasn't much money to be made,
How much you
but
made over 3?
bro, I made $60.
Over 3, you should have put more money down.
I know, but it's like, damn, how much I want to put a stack?
Put your mortgage down.
Shit, you bugging. You bugging. You bugging. Um,
Nah,
nah,
I did straight up best. I had some people around. You know, what I mean, it's always good when you. I'm from the hood, so
I did the
you know,
parlay too.
yeah, the parlay is where you wanted to go.
Yeah,
You want to win some
I
money.
put like another
My
150
boy
off of the parlay. Made
Ronald
good money
Ronald
on that.
Ellis Ronald Ellis had a parlay. I'm not gonna say everybody on a parlay because I don't know who his friends and who is not his friends. But he won a good little change off of $500.
Mm.
I didn't put the system. I bet since when you from the hood, you know, and was able to it was able to, you know what I mean.
Facts. No,
I
facts.
was I was able to get everybody for their money. Like, nah, he ain't gonna win. Bet 200, 100. I said, whatever you want to bet, man. Whatever you got, I take it from
I lost way too much money betting with my heart, so I'm not doing any of that shit
you.
anymore.
Yeah, don't bet. If you remotely just like a fighter too much, don't bet. You know what I mean? And I don't bet 50-50 fights either.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't bet. If it's 50-50 in my eyes, I'm not betting it. But this fight wasn't 50-50 to me. I didn't see a road to victory before I went to camp with Canelo. And then once I got to camp and I seen how serious he was taking it and I seen how much work he was putting in, I knew for sure that, you know what I mean? This is one of the fights that I knew for sure that, you know, Charlo wasn't going to win. And I don't be saying that a lot, you know what I mean? Knowing for sure. But I knew for sure that Jermel wasn't going to win.
Yeah, he said that, he was doing it for the culture. Do you feel like he really did it for the culture?
If he was doing it for the culture, he would have went out.
Facts, bro.
If he was doing it for the culture, he would. And you know what I mean? And he's different than, you know, Earl. And people gonna make fun of Earl and say, you know, not how bad Earl got beat.
Correct.
Earl went out there and fought, and he was willing to die. Um,
Yep. 100%.
that was not the same for Charlo last night.
Yeah, if you looked at Charlo's face, man, it was spotless. It didn't look like he was in a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it was kind of sad for so many people that were riding for him. Like you said, the hood was standing behind him, and he just didn't go down his shield. And I feel like boxing fans, like today was the day that we're gonna see how the media reacts to this. Does Canelo get his just dues, or he fought a smaller guy and they're not gonna give him the just dues?
am I
Uh,
frozen?
yeah, you frozen. Um, co- uh, come out and come right back in.
All right.
What y'all think about the fight? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure you guys smash the like button, like if you wasn't smashing your lady or the side check on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you clap that like button, guys. We got Kyrone Davis. He was in the Canelo Alvarez camp, gearing up to this fight, helping Canelo Alvarez. They thought that his style and his size. Could emulate, a Jermel Charlo. So this is some great content here. So make sure you guys smash the like button. You already know how we do. It's Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the fighters channel, the trainers channel, the people's channel. He's back. He's back. And yeah, Mike Jones, the undercard was definitely better. For sure, for sure. You back in action, son. So
Good.
uh what you think, like, as far as how people are gonna gear up and talk about this fight? Do you think Canelo gets his just dues? Know that this was like this was geared up for quite some time now.
I
What do you
think
think?
that
you never get your just due. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think Terrence Crawford was like the last time we seen somebody get their like real flowers, but it was so wait. Well, it was he waited so long. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it took him so long to be able to get his flowers. Uh, where Canelo been getting his flowers kind of on and off, so he's not going. You know what I mean? Like, people don't like fighters that get too much credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. That's why they never like the greats until they're retired. You know, like Floyd or Ali or it's always hating going on, and you see it the
Hmm.
most, especially with the internet age. You see the hating like for no reason, for no point. You know what I mean? It just be hating. So I think that he's people going to give him his credit, and some people not going to give him his credit.
Yeah, obviously, Charlo's famous slogan was "Lions only." Looked like a little alley cat to me in this fight coming at 68. It's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But listen, in the same token, a lot of people didn't give Canelo his just dues for moving up to 175 to fight Demetrius Bivol, and this fight was very similar to that. Now, people were bringing down Canelo, saying that he was steps behind. People don't understand as far as when you add the weight on to a weight class that you're not used to, being in. I mean, you have done that as well with, David Benavidez going up to 168 pounds. How did
Yeah,
you feel? Did you feel sluggish, or did you feel just fine? I know that you took the fight, what, like 11 days, 12 days notice?
it was 16 days. I
16
think.
days. So, I mean, this wasn't the case for Jermel. Jermel had enough time. He knew about this fight even when he was watching it. Canelo fight John Ryder, to be honest.
Yeah,
So, uh, this going forward, like, what are your thoughts on that behalf? Because Canelo actually tried to fight Bivol. He went up to be great, and that's the real way to do it. You did the same thing. I seen you work work with David. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
that's the type of stuff. And even Breadman said it. He didn't wanna. He loves you. You know what I'm saying? You're his fighter. He loves you. So he didn't want to call the fight out, but he was looking out for you. Um, and he knew that you have that dog to stay in there for 12. But your behalf, like, does Charlo get the just dues of moving up, and that's okay? Hey, I moved up. I try to chase for greatness, so it's
I don't
okay to
think
take the
I
L.
I don't think the way that he did it. I think it takes away from that. I mean, because it don't. At the end of the fight, I didn't feel like he dared to be great. I think he dared to get paid. You know,
Facts.
he didn't take enough punishment, and I don't know if that might not be the right thing to say, but I feel like he didn't go out on the shield. You know, Derek was calling for it. Punch, let's go, let's win this fight. You need a knockout. I never seen him go for the knockout, and I think because of that, I don't think he dared to be great. I think he just dared to. He dared to. I think he wanted to see if he could do it. He realized early on that he couldn't do it, and I don't think he dared to put himself in harm's risk
a
to
hundred
get to
percent,
get it done. He didn't. He didn't. Being great would be landing a shot late and shaking a room. You know what I'm saying? Daring to be great is what I mean, putting them hands up, catching a shot and shooting a shot. You know what I mean? Really daring to be great. I didn't see that. I seen him being very passive in the way he went about it. He did just enough to keep Canelo off of him.
in the seventh round, he took a knee. He took a big shot, a big right hand to the temple. Um, you know, he didn't go down instantly, but he felt uncomfortable and then went down. He knew that the shots were coming, so he felt like a veteran move was to take a knee. And your thoughts as a fighter? I haven't seen you do that, but in the same time, what were your thoughts when he took that knee?
I don't know. I don't know how his body felt. After taking a shot.
Do you see his face? His face was like,
Yeah, I'm not sure how he felt, so I can't really tell you how he felt. Maybe he was dizzy or something. I don't really know.
mm.
But he seemed like he was pretty badly hurt. The right hand landed real good on his face, followed by that right uppercut. Maybe he felt like he was reeling a little bit. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Maybe it was smart though.
It was smart.
It was smart to take a little time off. I wouldn't have done it. Just you know what I mean. I don't think I would have done it. You know, you never know what you're gonna do in a fight, but I don't think I would have done it. But um, I think he didn't really come to win. So at that point, like by that point, I think in the middle of the rounds, what round was that? Like 7 or something.
Hmm.
By that time, he already in his head decided he just wanted to get out this fight. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think early on in the fight he went and took the knee, but because he already decided in his mind that I'm just gonna get out this fight, they took the knee, took the time, and was able to try to recover.
Right. 100%. Gearing up to this fight, I believe that Caleb Plant. In my opinion, he fought a better fight.
He did.
He went
I think
down in his
I think
shield.
I think everybody's opinion. I think if Jermel fought the way way that Caleb fought,
He would have
he'll
got
be
tired,
he would have got a lot more praise.
but he would have got tired.
Oh no, he would have got tired because Caleb came to win. Caleb came to win. He believed in himself and he came to fight.
Didn't he win like the first 6 rounds?
I don't really know. I don't remember. You know what I mean exactly, but I know he came to fight. I remember that fight being competitive, super competitive. And Caleb was a really good boxer. Um, so I know the fight. I remember him running out of gas a little bit and getting caught with a couple of shots. So, but that fight was a lot more competitive. It definitely had you more um, wary about the outcome.
Yeah, because we were waiting to see if it goes 12, and we wanted to see
Yeah.
that shocking moment of when the judges make their decision.
I think if that fight went the way this fight went, I think we would be talking about Jamel in a different light. I think we'll be talking about him like, man, he went up and he dared to be great. You know,
Did his stock go up or go down in this fight? Now,
it
I
went
mean,
down. It definitely went down. I
e-
mean,
even
he's more.
going up to weight classes, it's kind of like saying, "Here, you got no business being here anyway."
Nah,
Or
it
can he
wasn't.
compete with some of these guys at 68 eventually?
It doesn't seem like he's interested though.
Yes, you're 100% right because he did call for Terrence Crawford right away. It just seemed like he's calling for the paydays. He's at this point in time of his career that he wants to get paid.
I don't think he beats Crawford like I said before, but
You just
he definitely got a better shot than he had last night.
Yes, I definitely agree.
You know what I mean?
Um,
Like I said, if Jamel can't hurt you, he can't beat you.
but what are your thoughts though? I mean, on Twitter, Crawford goes and says, "Hey, with a fight like that, I'm not even in, you're not even on my hit list." I mean, for some reason, I haven't really been amused of what Crawford's been saying on Twitter lately.
I think Crawford's trolling a little bit.
Yeah, it's his time.
Yeah, he got he got the spotlight on him, so he can say whatever he's gonna say. He knows everybody's gonna react to it. He's just trolling a little bit, seeing what reaction he gonna get from people. I don't think he's made a decision on what he's gonna do next. I think they're negotiating that Earl fight and see what they're gonna do there, but I don't think that he made an exact decision on what he's gonna do. I think he's just seeing what people are gonna say, keeping his names in the news, which is important. He's learning to keep. You know what I mean? You want to be a popular fighter, you gotta kind of be a little polarizing.
Does he make it more of a competitive fight if he steps up to fight Canelo
Yeah, that's a lot more competitive fight. I don't.
due to the skills?
I think that Canelo is too better than him, but I think Bud's demeanor and how he will approach the fight will be a lot more. He will be coming to win. If Bud steps in that ring, to fight Canelo, you can. I guarantee you, they won't. It will be a situation where he'll be trying to win. You know what I mean? He'll be trying. It wouldn't be that passive. If he's down 7, 8 rounds, he's coming to get it the last 4. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be like that.
But the power of Canelo can make you kind of want to change your mind on how much you want to put into the fight.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree that it takes away. It does make you want to. It's gonna make anybody. I mean, when you're in danger, it makes you backpedal a little bit. But some people walk into the fire. Some people just stay on the side. You know,
So you believe, hey, Crawford will outbox him
Crawford is an
until.
animal.
Mm.
he's a real animal. Like he'll step into harm's way to get the result that he wants. You know what I mean? I think that Canelo's a little too big, honestly. And and everybody the whole time I kept telling everybody he's not bigger than Canelo. And you can see it when them guys rehydrate and you see the guys that you can see in the build and the way the body fills up. You know what I mean? Jermel looks soft and Canelo looked big and strong. I
He's
think
like a stub,
yeah,
tree
I
trunk.
think I honestly think that like because it'll be Terrence will take a lot more damage just because he'll be trying to win. That's testament to his competitiveness.
Yes,
You know what I mean? He's competitive, man.
and that's for the culture.
And that'll be for the culture. You know what I mean? Bud is a world class competitor. He doesn't want to lose at nothing that he does. You know what I mean? Like he's not going out there just for a paycheck. He got money. He'd be coming out there to win. His legacy of the line, his family, the way his sons look at him, the way his family look at him will be important to him. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna go out there and I'm not saying that Jermel doesn't care about what his family. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that his attitude is a little bit more. He willing to die for what he stand. You know what I mean? Die for what he fighting for.
It took something out of me when he started saying, um, I'm proud of myself, and
Oh yeah, he was trying to validate the fact that he was there, and he said something like, "At least I didn't get knocked out like the other guys."
right, yeah, yeah. It's like the other
That
guys came to fight.
Yeah, other guys can't fight. You gonna get knocked. You gonna get hit with more shots if you're trying to win. You know,
Right.
when you're trying to win, and you go, you going it's gonna be a different kind of. You know what I mean? You stepping into the fire, but if you in the outskirts and you just survive, that don't mean that's not really a better performance to me. That just means you survived. I think anybody can survive. With any if you got caliber, I think you can survive against anybody if you're not trying.
Did Jamel mess up the future fight for his brother?
Mess it up? Nah.
You think that could still possibly happen?
Yeah, I think it could happen next.
Mm,
I think we're gonna get the Jamal Charlo fight. Uh, Canelo next. I think it's gonna be next.
yeah, it's a beautiful storyline. It just
He
seems to
fighting
me
for his brother.
he got
So
to
like
get his
who?
get back. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like I did doing this for my brother. It's a good story, and I think that Jamal has a better shot than Jamal had because he's bigger. He's naturally bigger. Um, he's a better boxer of the two too.
Jamal.
Yeah,
See, everybody was saying Jamel was
that's
the
because
better.
everybody don't know what they're talking about.
Mm, mm. Even Canelo was saying it
I think I think Canelo's talking big in the fight up.
because he knew this was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I think he's big in the fight up. I think that Jamal has the better jab. Tell me if I'm wrong. He has
No,
the
no,
better
no. Yeah.
jab. He has a good he
He's
has
sharper. He actually brings everything back home.
he has a good jab. He's defensively responsible. He wins rounds,
More discipline.
and I think he's the harder puncher of the two.
Mm, mm, mm. Um,
Naturally the harder puncher of the two.
naturally. I just don't know, man, because with this performance and then the mega slap with Caleb Plant, it's just like I don't know. People
I
really
think
want to see this.
I don't know if mentally he's all the way there. I don't know, but I think that
Oh no, you do know his mental's not there. Come on,
I,
he looked
I'm
like he's weighing at least 200 pounds still.
I'm being objective. I don't know if his mental's all the way there, but I think that Jamal. I think Jamal has the better he's the better of the two, and I think that the fight will be more competitive. I think that Jamal will make it more of a fight.
Obviously, understanding the boxing game, we all could see that this fight's coming up next. It's already been talked about, but what I want to hear is who you want him to fight. You fought David Benavidez. Almost all the boxing world wants to see him fight David Benavidez, and they're not even interested in the next twin. What do you care about? Who do you want to see him fight next?
Um, I don't. I mean, I haven't thought about it.
Nah,
Nah, I mean, I would like to see Jamal. I would like to see Benavidez. Um, I wouldn't mind him fighting David Morrell.
that's the one I want to see too.
Um, those are all good fights. You know what I mean? But we gotta see how it plays out. I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind seeing what Terrence Crawford could do too. You know. Uh,
Just to see
but-
his game.
yeah, but we'll have to see. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I think if he fights Jamal, he's gonna bring back the camp, and I would like to get more rounds with him. So
Oh, you definitely getting the phone call back, son.
yeah.
What? You must have had this boy working. Shit.
Nah, we was working, man. It was a fun time at camp with Canelo. We pushed it. So yeah, definitely. I definitely gonna be going back. It's just good to be in the ring with somebody with a world class level like that. He's a legend. You know what I mean? He's a Hall of Famer. No matter what you say about him, he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. Not a good fighter. He's a great Hall of Fame caliber fighter. He's like our Duran right now.
Hmm.
You know? So going back to camp would be good.
You know
And
the
I'm in great shape. I'm in great shape right now.
yeah,
Well, as soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm about to go running. But
yeah.
I'm in great shape right now. Like you see it in my face. You know, I ain't fat right now. You know, I can't wait to get back in the ring. Supposed to be getting back in the ring in November. So uh,
Ooh. And any names? Any names?
I'm not. Well, I got a couple names, but I ain't gonna just say nothing because I don't know how that's gonna go. But I'm supposed to be fighting really soon, so I'm excited.
Well, as soon as you find out, definitely hit me up so we can get you back on here. Um, it's always nice to see a fighter that really wants to put it on the line, because I know that's what you all about. You know what I'm saying?
I was disappointed in Jermel. I actually thought that he was gonna do. I thought he was gonna get stopped because I thought he was gonna fight. I knew he
Right.
could survive if he didn't fight, but I thought that he will give us more of himself last
Yeah.
night.
It seemed like he was proud to go 12.
Yeah, it's almost like being in a relationship and you dating somebody who's not trying. You know what I mean? It's gonna be less toxic. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's less toxic because you're not trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but if you got somebody who's trying, sometimes it be a little toxic because you're trying too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. Yep.
I think it was that situation where he was very passive. He wasn't his heart wasn't in it.
It's funny you said that. When I did my interview with Mickey Bay, that's exactly what he said too. It's a relationship that if you're not trying, you're not putting 100% in it. That's it.
Yeah, you're not putting your heart into it. He put his heart into it. Sometimes your heart get broke. He didn't. He was passive. You know what I mean? He said, "Nah, I ain't going." Like he already been heartbroken before. Like I'm not going out there and just laying it on the line this time. And that's kind of what he did. He kind of just was like, "Nah, I don't feel like it tonight."
But Kyrone, tell me, man, because I know a lot of people gonna want to know your thoughts. If you've been in camp, you've been in the ring, you shared it with Canelo, and you've been in there with Benavidez. I mean, so many people are so hyped about this fight, bro. But what's your thought on it?
If they fought,
If they fought, yeah, what's your
it'd be
thought on it?
it'd be a lot more entertaining fight. I tell you that. I think Benavidez got the size advantage, at least height wise and all that. Uh, I think probably weight wise too. He naturally a bigger person. Um, I think it's a great fight. I can't really call it. I mean, I think as of right now, I think that Canelo wins the fight. Um, like I said it before. As of right now, I think Canelo. I think that, and I said this in another interview, but they took it. They take stuff and run with it. They take my stuff and run with it. I said that Benavidez has the tools.
To beat Canelo.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going. Some people took it, and I think it might have been your interview. They took it from your interview, and then they wrote another report and said that I said that David could beat Canelo, is going to beat Canelo, but I think that he has the tools to beat Canelo. Can he apply those tools? We don't know. I know that Canelo has a lot of experience. He's still relatively, you know, and he's in his prime. He's 33. You know, I think that that's a great fight. as of right now, I have Canelo winning the fight just because I think that the experience.
Mm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's an experience thing. It won't look like Bivol because Bivol's a big guy.
But he's highly skilled
And
too.
he's highly skilled, a big guy, and he fights totally different than Benavidez. You can't really compare those two guys. Like,
He
oh,
fights like
Bivol,
he's a big guy that fights like a small guy,
yeah, and he got really long reach, and he
and his punch
uses that
output's
reach,
high. He has a high punch output.
and he uses that reach and he uses his legs. Benavidez' legs isn't as good as Bivol's, so
You
it's
know,
total different fight, and he's bigger.
yeah, he has the out. I mean, when we talk about like who uses range the best, I mean, we talk about Shakur Stevenson, but right after that, we have to put Bivol on that line as well. I think, in my behalf.
Definitely pound for pound type of caliber fighter.
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. Um, you know, I had a good question here as far as the actual fight itself yesterday. Um, you know, when it came down to Canelo, we seen a high like high punch volume. Oh, this what it was. What impressed me about the fight, and I knew that things were gonna go bad, is when Canelo was outlanding the jab. When
Well,
his jab was on,
Canelo has a really good jab, and,
super.
and it's a power jab sometimes, it's a put jab, um, and he throws it in between your jabs sometimes. He
Or
was able to,
right after you throw your jab and he sees
yeah.
that you're not putting
Well,
it back on.
he was working on that. When we were sparring, he was working on jabbing right after our jab, working on a variation of jab. So I knew the jab was going to be important, trying to put Jermel in place to get land other shots. Um, a lot of this stuff. It's funny watching the fight, and then you know what I mean, because the game plan that he did it the whole time we were sparring. So
Mm,
I was just watching him. You know what I mean? Jermel not know what he's about to do, but I know what he's doing. You know what I mean? From the first round to the last round, everything that he was doing, it was like watching sparring back because he was
mm.
the feints. He was feinting, jabbing, feinting, put him on the ropes, stiff arm, right hook to the arm, left hook to the other arm, right hand to the arm, right uppercut up the middle. You know what I mean? Right, right, right hook again, and then right hand that dropped him because it looked it wide and he threw it straight. You know what I mean? He was feinting, putting him in his place, getting him to come to the other side. You know what I mean? He was it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
100%, man. 100%.
The head movement, everything.
Right, right. Oh, so speaking of the head movement, right? It wasn't not even close to what Daniel Jacobs type of a head
Well,
movement.
Jed Daniel Jacobs was throwing punches.
Yeah, yeah. But
How
even
you gonna move your head? How your head movement gonna look good if somebody not throwing punches at you? You need somebody. You need a dance partner. You need somebody throwing punches at you so your head movement look good.
correct, but Kyrone, like when you're throwing head movement and you're in the mid range versus you're throwing head movement, you're slipping one punch and then you're just pulling out of range. You're not gonna be able to counter, and we didn't get to see like there wasn't too many counter shots that Canelo was able to do because of the punch output, but also he got out of range a lot.
Who, Jamel?
No, Canelo. I just do. What do you think in camp? Was he slipping a lot of
Yeah, I
shots?
mean, I was throwing punches at him. The sparring was more exciting than the fight. I was throwing punches at him, and he was working on moving his head. And we know, and even everybody else, that came through when they would work when we was working. His head movement was a big part of it. He still got his head movement. That's why fight. It depends on the fight. You know what I'm saying? His head movement is very much there. Everybody in camp would tell you. He uses it when he has to. He doesn't over move. He's not going to give you head movement just because you want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to give you head movement because he needs to use it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be slipping the jab if that's not the smartest thing to do, or if it's not part of you know the quickest way to get to the target. he was able to block the jab with his hand, the high guard, and he was never able to get his jab going. So he started putting the jab right afterwards. The right, it was never a combination punching, so he never had to get down in the squat and get out of the way of punches. Um, and then it was never more than really one or two punches.
Yeah, hundred
So
percent.
he didn't have to use his head movement. I mean, I know everybody want to see the pretty head movement and pretty work, but he wasn't throwing no punches. He was tracking him down. He'd get him on the ropes and he let his hands go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Um. Now, what do you think about Canelo as far as I like this comment here about maybe possibly going back up to 75 to fight Demetrius Bivol, or do you think he should just there's a lot of work at 68. So
It's enough work at 68. Going up to fight Bivol probably won't happen next two fights because he on the PBC now, right? So
facts.
it's not gonna happen there. But if it does happen, I think that Canelo's gonna have to be in a different mindset with a game plan. But you know, the first fight was a good fight. People talk about the Bivol fight like he just was like beat up. Nah, I think Bivol. We know that Bivol won, but it wasn't like a landslide. He took some damage too. So I think in the second fight it'll be just as good.
Yeah, because in that fight, uh, we didn't really see Canelo hurt like that. We just seen him, that his range wasn't there.
Well, I mean, it was just to the point where Canelo was trying to break him down. He never got him to the point of breaking down. Bivol was starting to come on late. So I mean, it was a good fight. Those guys fought hard. It was a 115, 113 decision at the end. Um, I think that it was judged correctly, and I think that it was a good fight. I don't. He didn't just beat Canelo up like, what I mean. He fought the bigger guy. He thought he could break him down, but I think because of his size, he was able to absorb more punishment, and hence him having enough in a gas tank to be able to push towards the end and win the fight. But people pretend like he just got dominated. I think that you're not used to seeing Canelo lose a fight, and he lost that fight.
100%, 100%. Well, Kyrone, man, I appreciate you tapping in with us, man. Can't wait to see your next fight date. Um, but to the next time, my brother, I know that you're gonna get some running in. So let you do what you do, and we'll definitely double back. Obviously, we got a big fight coming up. I gotta still slow it down with the big fights, saying these are big fights, but I know the Brian Mendoza and Tim Tszyu fight in a couple of weeks is kind of something that I'm
I'm
really
excited for the Andre de Benavides.
superly, superly. Yeah, so we'll definitely double back and get your prediction on that fight as well, and we'll double up, man. But I appreciate you for tapping in with us.
All right, bet.
You already know, man. Much love to you. God bless. You already know, guys. This is Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media. Um, we're going to be tapping in right now with Zab Judah, getting his reaction to the fight, and also some more people as well. We're going to be having some of the homies, and we're going to be talking boxing all day today. So make sure you guys tap in. Make sure you guys smash the like button, and we'll be on real soon. I'll be going on in the next 5 minutes.